welcome back to the Say That podcast. We've been away for a little bit, so we're happy to have the viewers back and the listeners back. We got Krystal Ricks in the building today. Krystal, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, and then we'll get into what we're going to talk about.
Of course, I will. Hey, I'm Krystal Ricks. I am a part of our Wingstop Charities team, so I'm the associate program manager. And super excited to be talking all things charities today. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So if anybody knows me, I love to give time back. And we do a lot of that at Wingstop, particularly around the youth. We want to make sure we inspire and give opportunities for folks that may not have it. Recently, we spent some time with some kids in the Special Olympics. And yeah, for us, it's really about driving awareness around what we do in the communities that we operate in, the communities that we serve. Really important for our team members here at the GSC as well, to spend some time reflecting and giving back to those that are underserved and not as fortunate as we are that get to sit in the office every day. So I'd love to just spend some time getting to know you, and then of course, to shout out Wingstop Charities, and you can share the purpose and the vision of Wingstop Charities and what we've done a little bit in the past, and then where we're going in the future. That'd be great. But what we did not get was your favorite flavor.
My favorite flavor now is lemon pepper, the tenders. So I just graduated and moved away from the 6-piece all drums.
Okay.
Mango habanero.
Okay.
It's been a little spicy for me, so I moved over to lemon pepper tenders.
That's quite the graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the tender side. We do have tenders for those that did not know that. Pretty good ones at that. And then how long have you been at Wingstop?
So I have been with Wingstop for 4 months now. Started in October. Finished the quarter strong.
I like it.
And excited to kick off a new full year.
Yeah.
So time's been flying in a really great way, great impactful way.
And how long have you been involved in charitable type work?
So charities for me has been honestly just a part of my life with work, with my personal experience.
Yeah.
I really was raised in a family that being a servant leader was just the pillar of who we were and what we did.
You say that.
And that was super important. So it just really was my beacon for everything that I've did post undergrad, really rolling into being focused on people teams and in HR, focused on community service and corporate social responsibility. And so really wanted to take that leap to make it that primary focus now.
Great.
In corporate nonprofit.
I love it. So talk to us about your time, your 4 months. What have you been working on? What can we expect in the future? I'd love to hear just your perspective around, what Charities has in store for Wingstop and the communities that we operate in.
I love it. Great question. So Charities is continuing to grow, and like our mission states, we are really amplifying communities with service. And so what that looks like is, again, we hit it hard, wrapping and rounding out the year with the major events like Special Olympics. Yeah. So although we were in overdrive with the work that we do in the restaurants, as an organization, we decided to take about an hour or two to go to a bowling alley and really hang out with some kiddos that were absolutely amazing. And it puts us in that space, like you mentioned in the beginning, about sharing time.
Yeah.
Like, time is the only thing that we can't get back. Like, we can make more money, we can make more chicken, french fries, but when it comes to the time, it's so intentional. And so being able to connect with organizations where Wingstop wants to give that time and partner with charities for us to be able to be that liaison to connect those relationships was really cool. And blessings in a backpack. So part of Charities, we have 5 focus areas. So it's going to be that education, food, entrepreneurship, sports, and the environment. And so rounding it out with helping 4 local schools here in the DFW area with their food insecurities was really important too. And so building on that momentum is the focus for 2024, like making sure that the full brand is aware of what Charities does and how they can be a part of Charities, and really continuing to build that positive impact.
Yeah, the Special Olympics event was special, pun intended, just to see the smiles on the faces. And I think for them it was like a day where they really felt empowered. They felt inspired themselves as well. And I think they recognized the brand and appreciated the love that Wingstop showed. So that was a really cool event for us. And it was really good to see the entire organization, really the movement, all that, act and give back at one time was really cool to see. Something we've been working on for quite some time. So to see it come to fruition, I think was big. So for you, when you think about your role and the role that Charities plays, how have we made it a strategic function in the organization? And then how can we continue to amplify the things that Charities does and really position Wingstop Charities as a pillar of all that we're going to do from a social responsibility perspective on the go-forward basis?
That's awesome. I like that question. So it's really, like you just asked, twofold. When someone starts as a global support team member, immediately in new hire orientation, they learn about what's Charities and how they can be involved, because we have 2 arms. So we have that Charities component, which is our community grants. So it's where we are aligning ourselves with what's important to our brand partners, what's important to our global support team members, as it relates to the nonprofits that they're already partnering with. And then Charities walks alongside those initiatives to really magnify that effort. So through community grants, that's an option. That's definitely something that's available, because if you think of that Wingstop restaurant in all of the states, as we're continuing to grow, we want
2,000 plus restaurants, by the way.
Exactly. But we want every single restaurant to also be that exhibit that Wingstop Charities is in that community as well, partnering with organizations to provide great chicken, but also to make sure that the people in the community are being uplifted and impacted in an amazing way. So our community grants really puts Charities in a position to put effort, put time, put resources toward our community partners and our brand partners and the things that are already important to them. And then with Wingstop Foundation, which is a subsidiary of Charities, that's what we like to call it for team members by team members. So team members have the opportunity to sign up for payroll deduction, and you're seeing that in such an amazing way where people are joining Wingstop the brand and saying, hey, I want to give $1, give $5 out of every single paycheck, because I know it's going to help a fellow colleague when they're experiencing a hard time through our emergency support. Or I know that the funds are going to help first generation team members who want to go back to school, to want to get a trade. And so I think it's twofold. It's making sure that immediately when someone joins our brand, they are aware of Charities and what we do, and then continuing when they're a part of our brand to make it easy and accessible to know that they have access to the resources that we provide. Yeah,
I think that accessibility is important. And I think continuing to communicate to our team members the importance of where that dollar goes, and how we use it. I think that's been really cool to see as well. I'd love to hear from you a grant that we gave out this year or this past year that that was probably one of the ones that was most impactful for you, that you got to see come to the light or come to fruition. If there's one that you want to talk about, that'd be great.
Yeah, so 2 major moves or pushes that we did this last year that really just fuels me and brings me joy is our Roundup campaign, where we partner with No Kid Hungry. And so that was $300,000 that was awarded to a national organization. And what takes place in those cases is, last year was that year where a lot of emergency support that was in place from the pandemic, it went away. And so when kiddos are spending the weekend or holidays or summers not in school for breakfast or for lunch, well, there's a need there.
Yeah.
And No Kid Hungry strategically identifies that need and allows us to walk around alongside them in that Roundup campaign to really disperse those funds nationally. And so to know that we were connected with that national organization to be able to help combat food insecurities for kiddos was one that was really, really major, that stood out with the work that we did last year. And then the local organization that's recommended by one of our brand partners is Pesos. So it's an organization that's in Dallas, and it helps kiddos have shoes.
Yeah.
If you think back in middle school or high school, how sometimes kids are teased because of what they wear, whether it's their clothes, whether it's their shoes. And so the fact that we connect with organizations that are so intentional and strategic with how they're making a lasting impact, and we get to magnify that lasting impact, that's really important, and it's really amazing to be a part of, and really great to be a cheerleader for how that's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, those are really good examples. I think being able to go to school and have the confidence you need so you can focus on your schoolwork and not the distractions, I think is important. So, I agree. Being able to be a part of that, and again, the ability to give back to youth who are what we consider the future has really been a blessing for me to experience, and then I'm sure I speak for the balance of our team members as well, to be a part of that and make that impact. Yeah, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on just how you've seen our brand partner community embrace, support, and come together and rally around Wingstop Charities. I love your thoughts.
I like that. Our brand partners are world class. Like there's no one like our brand partners. They are so passionate about the relationship that they have, and also, again, being, I like to say, boots on the ground that's really in their communities, their selected communities, making a difference. And I think one of the clearest ways to see that is, again, Wingstop Charities started in 2016. So the last 5 or 6 years, we granted $1.3 million. Last year alone, so 2023, we granted $1.3 million to over 110 organizations.
That's amazing.
And that's volume
that's
coming
hand
from
action right there.
Our brand partners saying, hey, these are the organizations that are important to us. This is what we're doing. Charities, come alongside us and maximize that. And so we have community grants in several states being recommended by brand partners that has really allowed us to say, hey, this work that we did over the last years, again, as our impact was growing, as we were getting our feet wet, we're here and we're a staple. And that alone, I think, just really gives me chills when I look at over the last 5 years, it was 1.3, and just last year alone, we were able to walk alongside our brand partners and give back $1.3 million. And even same for our team members. Our team members, again, they choose to sign up for payroll deduction because we're community within the community.
Yeah.
Right.
For you, what's your aspirations outside of this role? Where do you want to see this go? How do we help it grow? I'd love just thoughts there.
I like it. My aspirations in life. So I dream big.
Okay, let's do it. Let's dream big.
My grandmother always says that I sound just like my late grandfather because he was an entrepreneur with these big ideas and big dreams, and so it's always been instilled in me. And so when I think about, for me, my purpose, and that's to help children and families to really excel and thrive in their day to day. And
when did you realize that was your purpose?
So the cool thing is I've always known that was my purpose. Working with children and families, like I was a neighborhood babysitter in my small town and things like that. But it took some time for me to be confident in that. So I myself, I'm a first generation grad with my family, and the goal was to go to school. And you go to school and make a lot of money. And nonprofit wasn't necessarily that space to go to school and make a lot of money. And so I didn't have a lot of kind of that support to say, go for it, do it. It's like, hey, think through that a bit. And so it took me some time to say, no, this is important to me. It's always been important to me. And now align with organizations, align with individuals who really can walk along, where that partnership can be magnified for both parties. And so that's what it is for me. And so I aspire to really see it be easily, Wingstop Charities, to be something that's easily integrated in every single aspect of what we do. I think that people want to serve, and they want to give back, and they want to make a difference. I think that's innate in all of us. Now, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. I always say sometimes serving makes it to hour 25, and we only have 24 hours in the day. And so I aspire to really make it seamless and streamlined as to how people can be connected to opportunities to give back. And really continuing to paint that picture and that storytelling of how, as an organization, we're making that difference for the communities we serve. So really grow in that corporate social responsibility realm.
I think that's great. And I think being able to connect your purpose to what you're doing every day, I think everybody has that dream or that aspiration to do that. So that's amazing that you've identified that at this state in your career, and then being able to pursue it, I think is unbelievable. So kudos for sure.
Wingstop did that for me. Wingstop Charities has really been that avenue to say, hey, this is what's important for me. And I literally can show you guys in my phone. In December of 2022, I'm so goal oriented. So I wrote down, hey, I want to be fully known, fully seen, and fully valued. And I want to create spaces where people feel that way as well. And day one of my orientation here, we're going through orientation, and a screen pops up, and it says, at Wingstop, we want you to be authentic. We want you to be fully known, seen, and valued. And it was like,
culmination of that,
so it was just
bars.
Really that opportunity.
Bars.
It is. It was like, hey, this is who I am, and I get to share who I am with the organization that's making a difference.
I think that's really important. I'd like to stay there just for a minute, because our values aren't just something that we put on the wall. They're actually not on any wall in the building, and that's on purpose, because we want people to behave that way. We want them that really just to be the DNA of the organization, and we want it to come to life in the work that we do. And so to hear you say that you can show up and be your authentic self and be seen, heard, valued, all those things, I mean, for me, that's my dream is to have an organization that lives that way and behaves that way. And so it's really great for that to, somewhat new in the organization, to feel that already. I think that's pretty powerful. In terms of what attracted you to Wingstop, what was it? Obviously, it was a charities role, a nonprofit role, but outside of that, I'd love to hear what really drew you to the organization. I've heard what you've enjoyed about it since you've been here, but what drew you to apply and pursue an opportunity here?
I like that. So when I could look at like I said earlier, I write my goals down, I do my research. So that's with
vision board,
with everything. And I dig. I could probably be a PI in my spare time for social media and all that. But when I was exploring the opportunity, because Wingstop Charities, again, it's separate from Wingstop Restaurant. It's registered nonprofit. But I could look at Wingstop Restaurant's growth year after year after year, and there was a direct correlation with the growth year after year after year from the inception of the charities.
Yeah.
And that for me really was that confirmation to say, hey, this one is naturally something that's important to you. So you can show up and not just say it, but I feel like I'm able to be my full self.
Yeah.
2, you can see that there is a direct correlation to the growth year after year after year of what this organization is doing.
Yeah.
And for me, that stands out twofold. That lets me know that there's going to be a challenge, because there's going to always be an opportunity to go higher and higher and higher and do more. And in that challenge, there's going to be opportunity for me to grow.
Yeah.
Personally, when I take on that challenge and strive to excel and succeed, and through the organization, because if it's growing, then there's opportunities for me to share and really just push myself to new capacity.
Yeah.
So that was really something that stood out.
Yeah.
And it remained a constant through my conversations. And it made my decision easy. And it makes every day the decision to wake up and come in and put my all into what I do easy and rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I like that. Easy and rewarding. I like that. That's good. You put that on your vision board as well. Yeah.
I'm just giving all the bars.
You are.
Right.
Bars. Just dropping nothing but heat today. So when you think about that, and what I want to make sure you hear from me and the organization is continue to challenge us and push us as well. Because to your point, you said, when you think about charities or giving back, sometimes that might end up being the 25th hour. And so keep us honest and keep pushing us to keep it top of mind and keep it front and center and being that conduit. I think that's the point, is like oftentimes people don't feel like they have the avenue or know where to start or how to give back. So if we continue to provide outlets to do that, I think you'll see people show up tenfold. And so continue to challenge us and push us for sure. You have my permission to do that.
I
Absolutely.
like it. It's noted. It's noted.
Go ahead.
I was just going to share, for the last 4 months, I have really dove in connecting with my colleagues to say, hey, what's important to you? And I just wanted to echo to say, hey, that I like that challenge was voiced and shared. So it lets me know that I'm on the right track.
For sure.
But really just being intentional. I say if I had to describe myself in a few words, I would be like a empathetic problem solver. And so when I'm having conversations with our team members, it's that desire and that drive, and everyone gets excited about charities and knowing that there's that opportunity to connect. And so I definitely take that as a challenge accepted.
Okay.
That challenge and that growth.
I like it.
Keep that focus.
I like it. I like it. What are you most excited about in 24?
2024.
That can be personal, professional.
A few things. So let's see. I kind of fun fact, but in the same week I accepted this job opportunity, so I said yes to Wingstop Charities. I also said yes to my fiance.
Oh, let's go.
So,
congratulations. I did not know that. Okay, congrats.
So I said 2 major yeses took place just a few months ago. And so just continuing to really enjoy everything that I feel like I've worked hard for.
Yeah.
Like when I mentioned the vision board and the goals, sometimes I can get so anchored to them that I forget to say, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And so for me, again, really being in the role where every day I get to come to work and I get to try and figure out how I can help people when they're experiencing hard times. And I get to do all of this while preparing to spend the rest of my life with my fiance. So 2024 for me is just that year of appreciation. I look forward to this year of just being a year where the work is going to pay off.
Yeah. Just don't forget to pull up and recognize and say,
because it's going to come.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
that's part of the day to day, for me and for my life at work, at home, with my friends.
Yeah.
It's the hustle is always
nonstop,
there.
Especially here at Wingstop.
Yeah, it's ingrained.
I'm telling you.
It's ingrained. So for me, just remembering appreciate.
Yeah, pull up and appreciate. Yeah. Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Tell yourself thank you, good job, all that.
Yeah, that's important.
For sure.
And we forget.
Yeah. Are you a football fan?
I am not.
Okay. Do you know who Travis Kelce is?
I do.
Why do you know who Travis Kelce is?
He's handsome.
I won't tell your fiance that. So you see we've got this jersey in the background. Travis Kelce is a friend of Wingstop. We had a good opportunity to work with him last year at the draft during Kelce Jam. We set up there and had a good time. So I guess you can say we're rooting for the Chiefs. Is that right? All right. We'll go there. We'll say we're rooting for the Chiefs. So go Chiefs. Super Bowl.
That was my answer.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good answer. Good
rooting
answer.
For Travis.
All right. Because he's handsome.
Because he's handsome.
We didn't get a Taylor Swift reference, so I was handsome. All right. We'll stay there. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
He's handsome. I like the Super Bowl because it's gonna be good food.
Yeah.
Wingstop.
That's right.
Wings are
Pre-order
always at my house.
Wingstop.com to get your pre-orders in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good food. It's going to be good energy.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you invite, and then it's going to be some good drinks too. Yeah. So if you invite me to a place with good food and energy and some drinks, I'm like, let's go.
I'll show up every time. Okay.
Exactly.
Are you excited for Usher?
I am.
Yeah.
So like last year, it was like Rihanna's concert and they were playing a game. So this year it's gonna be the same thing. I missed Usher's residency in Vegas, and so many people said great things about it.
It was amazing.
And
it was amazing.
Went
I did.
Jealous.
Yeah, it was fun.
So all the clips, and I'm like, okay, I'm going next year.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I get to watch his concert live, and in between them tossing the ball around.
There you go. Well, I heard he stopped eating sugar and carbs once he announced he was performing at the Super Bowl. So there's an over-under if he's going to take his shirt off. That's just what the people are saying.
I think we probably can get a Let It Burn. It was that the one in the rain?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we can get one.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been great to have you on today, Krystal. Appreciate you sharing your story, your passion about Wingstop and Wingstop Charities. Anything that you want to leave them with? You want to tell them how to donate, how to give back?
Are you a mind reader? I was definitely going to say, hey, donate. Go to Wingstop Charities.
This is when the QR code will pop up right at the bottom here of the screen. Yeah.
Donate. If you are passionate about making a difference and you want the opportunity to amplify what it is, your resources, then donate to Wingstop Charities. Donate to the community grants or directly to our Wingstop Foundation, where we're helping team members when they face a crisis or want to go back to school. So donate and keep your eyes out for us in the community, because we are coming if we're not already there.
I love it. Well, thank you for tuning in once again. This is the Say That podcast, a podcast by Wingstop. Please check out all of our previous episodes as well. Some great content to share. And until next time, peace.